from my experience, from what I've learned, the conversations that I've had with other Airbnb hosts or other clients that have ventured into this world is being a great host is going to play such a vital role. But also Hey, how's it going? Thank you for joining me on this week's episode of The Real Deal. So last week was a good week for business. I had one of my clients, Lucio, an old friend and past client, go under contract on his own personal home. Now, Lucio and his family, his parents, they came to me 2 years ago. They have a successful business. They opened up this great restaurant out in Mesa, and they decided, hey, you know what? It's time for us to invest in some real estate. We want to buy a first home. And this home is phenomenal. It was in the city with irrigated lot. It had a basement. So Lucio and his wife and their one daughter at the time, they were living in the basement. They converted it into livable space, and it worked great. But they had another baby, and the baby's actually my daughter's age. They're a couple days apart. And they decided, hey, you know what? We need our own personal space now. So we had a conversation on what we can do to get him qualified. And sure enough, within like a week, we were out there shopping. We went and found a great home for them, fully renovated in a great location close to their other restaurant, which is on 59th Avenue in Greenway. It's called Los Patos. If you guys are ever in the area, check them out. Their menudo is phenomenal. Their al pastor tacos are really, really good too. But he wanted to be close to that restaurant as well, and we found him a great home in that general vicinity. But that's a testament of a current market we're in right now. There is more inventory, and yes, interest rates have gone up, but that's not something that scared him away because he understands that interest rates will go back down in the next couple months, in the next year or so, and he'll be able to refinance his house and get that lower interest rate. So he was able to take advantage of picking the best option that was available without having to compete. He even got his closing costs covered, which is insane. I haven't had closing costs covered for my clients in years. So he got his closing costs covered, no multiple offers, went in with a nice clean offer. He's extremely happy. And they will be closing here in the next 2 weeks. They just had their inspection. But overall, I mean, super cool family. And if you guys are ever in the area, like I said, 59th Avenue in Greenway, check out the restaurant. It's awesome. I also had one of my out-of-state clients, Rachel. She went under contract on an Airbnb. This was a really good home for her, 4-bedroom with the pool, 2-bath, no HOA, which is ideal for her. Now, Airbnbs, in the last couple months, those have slowed down. And I think it has to do simply because the prices are getting crazy, right? And that's a conversation that I had with Rachel. I said, look, Rachel, right now, Airbnbs, I'm starting to see more and more of those coming on the market. They're not cash flowing as much. And I told her, I think what's happening is people just got used to the quick money. You know, they were like, oh, everybody's on the Airbnb train. So everybody, you know, is buying Airbnbs and they can list them and put them on the market for whatever price they want to, and people will rent them. Well, that's not the case anymore. You know, for a small family, for somebody like a family of 4, it doesn't make sense right now to get an Airbnb because the prices have gotten insane. So they'll go and they'll get a hotel. So I told her, I said, you know, from my experience, from what I've learned, the conversations that I've had with other Airbnb hosts or other clients that have ventured into this world is being a great host is going to play such a vital role, but also having an Airbnb in a location that's going to cash flow. And this home is an amazing location. It's in an old neighborhood that I lived in. There's restaurants, there's stadiums close by. It's a really, really cool spot. So Airbnbs are still a very good option to cash flow, but it has to make sense. And it takes a lot from you, the host. You have to be really, really good, get amazing reviews, take care of your tenants. So that way people will book because reviews are king. So overall, great experience so far with her. Congrats again. That was a really cool house. Really good find for you, Rachel. But that's it for business. Let's go ahead and shift gears and talk about how my week went with the family. We had a phenomenal weekend. We went to this place called Vail, Colorado. Now, I had never heard of Vail, Colorado before. Anytime I thought of like skiing in Colorado, I always heard of Aspen, which I heard is still a pretty cool place. But I'm only going to talk about Vail because that's the only place I've been to, and it was magical. That's the best way that I can put it. Green everywhere, rolling hills, amazing big giant mountains. I mean, it was a magical experience. I'm going to go ahead and post a quick video of a drone shot that I did of one of the valleys, because there's like multiple little villages and valleys. This is one of the valleys in Beaver Creek. Check this out. This is really beautiful. You can see just all the greenery, all the cool buildings, and then when it gets to that middle point at the end, like it's just like a painting. Like that's what it looks like. It looks like a painting, and it was raining. Super cool area. Vail is like the main attraction in the city of Vail, or the town of Vail. There's two main villages. There's Vail and there's Lion's Head. We checked out both of them. Super cool. I'll post a couple, little snapshots of those. They have like this alpine village type vibe. And then the other village that we're close to was Beaver Creek. This one's really cool. It's a little bit smaller, but this one, it's a little bit more for kids. It has like a little game section for the kids, a cornhole to play, and then it had ping pong tables. But it was a really, really cool place. My son, we were there actually for his tournament. So he tried out for a new team. He made a new team. And they said, hey, we have our end of year tournament. It would be a great opportunity for you to come out and meet the team and build a relationship with them. And they did. Check out this really cool picture of them. They were with goats. They had this thing called Goat Happy Hour, literally like 5 minutes from the village. We can see the village from the goat, happy hour area. But it was a really cool experience. They took the gold. They took the championship. They did really well. My son Isaiah, he had a great weekend. He ended up getting 12 at-bats. Out of those 12 at-bats, he had 6 hits, 2 ground outs, 1 strikeout, and 2 walks. I think that's what it was. Close enough. But it was really cool. He did great. So he was happy, obviously, because he had a great tournament. My wife and the girls loved it. Beautiful weather, beautiful scenery. I loved it. I loved being with him. I loved every moment of it. But if you guys are ever going to visit Denver, it's 2 hours away from Denver. It's worth it. 2.5 hours away. It's absolutely worth to go visit. We'll probably go there during the wintertime because we want to check out what it looks like when it's all snowy and white and beautiful. And we snowboard, my son and I. We've done a couple snowboarding trips, but we're gonna have to go up north to Flagstaff to kind of polish up our skills, because I'm trying to look like a pro when I'm out there, because this place is like ski snowboard central. I mean, it's like the third biggest ski resort in North America. Super cool place. Check it out. Anywho, well, thank you for staying tuned. Stay tuned for next week's episode of The Real Deal. Take care.